So now we're going to be talking a little bit about some structures in the gap called Ironworks. Both sides of the gap, east and western side, have these big structures. This one's the one in the eastern gap, and it's got the big digger wheel outside where, you know, it used to be there to dig up iron ore. So the whole gap is iron rich, and that kind of explains what's there, the kind of a foundry refinery thing there. So there are materials that you can get from them, and there are easy places to get those materials. So you do learn kind of how to farm them. You can get quite a bit of blood materials from them if you are careful. Yeah, so let's take a look. These do tend to have a lot of heavies, and so it can be easy to be overwhelmed, especially if you're at the same tier as these ironworks. They can knock your shields down and really kind of kick you around kind of hard. I decided this time to try. I don't normally use this weapon. This is the Shredder. It's a weapon I got as a blueprint, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's supposed to be really good versus shields, but it kind of is not my typical play style. As that disclaimer, just as a thing, I suck at combat. It's not something I'm good at. I used to be better. I have vertigo now, so everything, when things start getting really a lot of motion on the screen, I don't do so well. So if it looks bad, it's me. It's not the game. But I like going in here, especially early on, because it is kind of challenging. There's several mobs, and they can really swarm you if you aren't watching out. And yeah, it can be a little spicy, but it's well worth the trip. It's something you always come out with a lot of loot when you go in. One fun thing about this is I'm not good at jumping puzzles, but this one does have a lot of climbing and jumping, and there's kind of things tucked away for you to find. So it's a little bit of a challenge. It's not just going in a pew-pew. You kind of have to be, you know, okay, am I going to be outside exposed? Because in the distance you can hear there's a Sardaukar ship patrol going by, so if you're outside you're exposed. The storms can get you if you're exposed, so you don't want to linger. So there's always a little bit of pressure here to not linger. And then, you know, if you could be stuck outside in bad weather or whatever. Yeah, then you're just a big target at that point. Early on, especially, there's a lot of activity going on because there's a heavy, you've got some range, you got some melee coming at me. I will bravely run away to kind of break the mob up a little bit to be more effective. My skill set here, early on, I really am not as diverse as I would like to be, so it limits some things for me as far as what really is effective and useful. Later on, when more trainers open up, I will be able to pick up other things that will make me more viable as a solo player, as well as complementary when running in a group. Thankfully, heavies walk really, really slow, so if you can get a little bit of distance and a little bit of cover, you can heal and then let your stuff recharge so you can go back into the fight a little better prepared. But yeah, the stamina sometimes is a problem for me, and like I said, any quote-unquote jank that you see is probably me just kind of sucking at combat right now. But again, once things, yeah. Anyway, back to the fight. That Shredder can be really nice. He's got a little stun on him from the Bene Gesserit voice, and then you just knock his shield down, shot to the face, and he's down, which makes for a shorter fight. But again, if you've got 5 people on you, it makes it a little bit more complicated. Each of these comes kind of in sets of 2. There's like 2 facilities on either side of a rock island, and they have often NPC in between them. So you have lots of opportunity for combat if that's what you want, and some quick farming. But I wanted to kind of show a little bit just how pretty this game is, and just the scale and scope of the immersion that the devs really worked so hard on to share with us. And just, there's always something out to get you, there's always something to see. And the concern that, oh, it's just a desert and it's going to be boring. It's like, this is not boring. This is each zone has something unique to offer. I thought I was going to hide from the patrol. I did not get under enough cover and managed to get their attention, but I wanted to kind of show just how far they will go to try and get you, and the answer is quite a ways. And yeah, bravely running away is a viable strategy. For this one, I kind of did a out of the frying pan and into the fire kind of moment. I might have been able to handle the 4 mercenaries, but I did get just a smidge overdone in this particular camp, and I was honestly surprised just how this one ended up, because it was a few minutes where I wasn't quite sure. If you see that little burning bike up there, that's actually a random encounter that sometimes appears. You'll see crashed vehicles, and there'll be 2 to 4 NPC out there that will also take shots at you as you go running by. So it's, again, everything is trying to kill you. And I remember thinking if I could just get 2 seconds to grab a rat, but they were right on me for quite a ways. They were pretty dogged and just not going to let me go. By that point, I was like, you know what? Just, you chased me this far, come finish this fight. But we'd kind of reached the end of their aggro distance, and they were going to run back. But yeah, I was in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's just finish this. Then back to what I wanted to do, which was go show the other half of the Ironworks, which has other similar enemies and similar loot, but different ways of getting them. So there's different spots that are in the Ironworks. So there's a few hidden spots and a few little tricks that if you watch that you'll see. Remember, spoilers and all that. But yeah, the Ironworks, I like them. They're not really a dungeon, or they're not the labs. They're not Rex. They're kind of their own thing, and at this level, they could be quite challenging. One of the things that people have noticed is you have a limited carry volume, and some people complain about that. And something that I think is important as a survival game is you've got to be thinking about where you're going and why. What works in one area won't work in another, and so you have to be kind of outfitted and carry a kit or whatever that will be most useful for your going. While I did not intend to go get spice with this one, I did bring my compactor, and I find it quite helpful to disperse some danger that can block your way even just for a few minutes. And that's a quick overview of what the Ironworks are like. There's a couple across the map. They're a good spot to go get some easy loot, some easy water, and some XP. Well worth a visit.